Good morning. Welcome back to the Van Bloem Annex of the Kitchen Studio Cooking School. So excited to have you with us. This is the one. Y'all went crazy over the Dutch babies. Loved it. But this is the recipe you're going to make all summer long. I kid you not. I teach it all summer, like in multiple classes. It's easy. It's fast. The kids will eat it. You'll eat it. We're going to make corn and tomato salad. And even though it's not the heat of summer yet, I understand that's coming next week, I think. This is time to gear it up and make it. And I can't even believe I got gorgeous corn from Wegmans, which makes up for my lackluster basil. Do you see that? That's a tragedy to basil plants everywhere. So we're going to do a corn and tomato salad. I started making this a couple of years ago, and my two kids went bananas. And I say kids, but they're grown. Right? But they went crazy. So come on over. This is how easy this is. First of all, let's make a little vinaigrette. Alrighty. Now, here's the thing with a vinaigrette. You can get all up in your own head. And yes, you can go and buy something. I don't care. Do what makes you feel good. But this costs pennies to make, right? And it's so good, and you can adapt it however you like. So I tend to go a little heavy on a little bit of Dijon mustard here. Yellow mustard, because I've been in situations where that's all I have, does not work quite as well. Dijon gives it a little oomph, okay? Dijon is your emulsifier. What the heck does that mean? That means it's a thing that's going to take the vinegar and the oil and make them stay together if you do it right. So I put a lump in. A lot of times I'll put even more in, depending on how I'm feeling. And then today I'm going to use white wine vinegar. Now, I can hear it already. Can I use cider vinegar? Can I? Yes, yes, yes. Use whatever you like. Again, I think balsamic's a little aggressive, right? Balsamic kind of wants to be the star of its own show. So I tend to go with some of the lighter vinegars. If you just have regular white vinegar, try it. I think it could work. You don't have to get fancy. If you want to get fancy, you can go see the folks that make all the fancy vinegars. That'll be lovely. And if you check out this morning's edition of the Frederick News Post, you will see that they posted the recipe. Now, don't freak out, because I always do this just by eyeball. Because a classic French vinaigrette, if we're going to be snobby, is 3 parts oil, 1 part vinegar. So if you're using a 1/4 cup of vinegar, you'll use 3/4 cup of oil. Great. I like a little more zazam in my vinaigrettes. So I usually go 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. Now, I threw that vinegar in and I whisked it together. And I put my oils in these little containers, but you don't have to. I just do it because it's chefy. It's easy for me to have around. And then while I'm adding it, I just whisk. That's it. So I'm going to taste it for sure, because I taste everything. All right. Look at that. If you are whisking, see how it's all sticking together? Love it. If you are whisking while you're adding it, then it'll all stay together. If you just dump it in and then try to whisk, not so much. All right. Oh, that's good. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and I might even do a little more vinegar. Wait a second. I love getting that cracked black pepper in there. Oh, so good. Oh no, definitely a little more oil. All right. Now, what you're doing is putting summer in a bowl. And we're going to set it aside. So we want everything to be really light in flavor, right? Really bright and light. We don't want to bog it down. Now, this is where y'all will lose your minds. You ready? This is a Chef Carrie trick that I love. I have our little grape tomatoes on here. Now, I have these plates, and I don't know how great they work. Typically, you go face to face with it. But if you put a plate, you should be able to go and cut all of your tomatoes in half. There comes some. In one fell swoop. Now, I am certain, because these are tiny tomatoes and great big plates, they're not perfect. Oh, but check this out. Look at this. See how they all, and look how fast that goes. Isn't that cool? That's a Chef Carrie. Love it. Okay, then you have some whole ones. That's fine. The dog likes those. Alrighty, so check this out. Cut your tomatoes, do them whole. What do you like? Whatever you like, that's what you do. All right, so I pop my tomatoes in. Now I think I'm gonna do this one. I do have some pretty basil that we're gonna plant today, since I think we're finally out of the realm of freeze warnings. But typically, I would want to double this easily. I love my basil plants do really well. I planted them right beside where I park my car. So when I get out of my car, I go and pick the flowers and get it. And my basil is beautiful all summer. If it's not right in front of me, I'll totally ignore it. So check this out. Oh, it smells so good already. So we're gonna take our basil leaves and we're gonna stack them up. All right, and we'll do this in a couple. And we can get to the little guys, don't freak out, just gonna tuck them in there. And then we're gonna roll it like we're rolling a cigar. All right, make it into kind of this little stogie. And then we're gonna cut it into little slices. This cut is called a chiffonade. It's fancy, but really what it is it's an anti-browning method for your basil. Because if you chop fresh basil, I found it just tends to get black and kind of ooey and gross and all of that. So I'm gonna do this next batch. And again, if you're like super into basil, do a ton of it. If you hate fresh basil, then don't, right? Do parsley, do whatever makes you feel good and right. It's a summer salad, it's not a marriage, right? Okay. So check this out. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I am all ready for this. Oh, love eating this fine. All right. Corn. And I was sampling the corn. I really can't believe it's so decent this time of year. It was corn on the cob, corn in the husk. I husked it and I cooked it, boiling salted water. In the thick of corn season, I mean, you need a minute, 2 minutes, 3, you hardly need any time. Right now, I give it a little more time, but you just want to cook it till it's done. Now that bundt pan that you never ever use, you make a bundt cake once a year because you see the pan and feel guilty, check it out. We're gonna take the ear of corn, put it in the bundt pan, and then go down like that. And the bundt pan is gonna catch the corn. Okay, now don't go down too hard so that you nail your knife against the top of the pan. But once you get that in there, I like to get as much as I can. I use the back of my knife and I kind of milk the cob. And I have to tell you, my family's so excited because I'm gonna grill burgers and we're gonna have this salad tonight. I love it. They love it. You like it, right, John?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a good one. And here's the trick with this salad. I'm gonna do the other ear of corn. Here's the trick with the salad. You can kick this up. We tend to get a lot of drop-in company during the summer. Somebody's walking by and John and I are like, oh, come on back. Now this summer I don't know how that will work. But we end up having extra people all the time, lots of last minute. Do you want to invite so-and-so over? All of that. Well, if you make this salad and you make extra dressing, you can throw in a pound of pasta with it. Now I usually go with like ditalini, the little tubes, but truthfully, I go with whatever I can find. I just tend not to go with like a long noodle, like a spaghetti. Munchie's so excited he's eating all the corn that I'm dropping. But I go with like a little bit of a shape. Rotini are good, ditalini are good, anything small. And then you can feed twice as many people with this. I mean, carbs on carbs, yes please. So that is why I make this all the time. It is seriously my go-to. It goes with everything. All right, so check this out. Come on in, babe. All right, so I've got my vinaigrette and my tomatoes and my basil. I'm using a lot of corn because I like a lot of corn. And all that good milky stuff. Okay, going back. Oh, Anna's taking her first final today. All that good milky stuff, that's the stuff. That's the stuff you want. And here's some more that I did. Oh, and look how pretty it is in these bowls too. I love it. I told my son I was making this, and he lives just in the city, and he was so bummed out. So I might leave some for him on the front porch that he can come and pick up. Now, this is a personal preference. See these? See the big long plank of corn? I love it. That shows you didn't use frozen corn. No, don't make this salad in December. It's a tragedy. All right, but now this is your go-to. Make it however you want. Use whatever vinegar you have. If you have cool oil, use the cool oil. Just get it in there. Taste. It needs a good portion of salt and pepper. And it'll keep for about 3 days, so it never lasts more than one here. So that's it. Corn and tomato salad, so easy. I hope you make it. I hope you send me pictures because that is seriously what's getting me through. I want you to be sure to check out the Kitchen Studio Facebook page when you have a chance. We're going to start launching all of our online classes. We've got ramen at home. We've got grilled pizza, all sorts of good things coming up for you. Look for that a little later this week. Alrighty? Stay awesome, stay healthy, and stay safe at home. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.